Muncie, Indiana has been called the most studied city of its size in America. It has long served as a bellwether, a quintessential American small city. The history is important and well documented, but what is it like to move here in the 21st century? Join me, Jonathan Balmer, a new Munsonian, as I interview the people around town who make Muncie truly unique. Welcome to Meeting Muncie. I am here with owner and chef Sasha Donati, who brings her famous West African dishes from Liberia to Muncie at her restaurant, Legacy West African Cuisine. Thank you for coming on to Meeting Muncie.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
How can you tell me, this is something I often ask people when they come on to this show, is how you became a Munsonian. How did you come to call Muncie your home from the first time you arrived here to today? What's that story look like?
Well, I met my husband in Indianapolis. I'm actually from Liberia, during the war in the 80s. I was like 8 years old, so I'm just going to cut it short a little bit because it's a lot of juiciness in there, so I'm going to cut it short. So I moved from Liberia to Kansas City in 93, and I stayed in Kansas City for a little bit. I grew up in Kansas City, so I called it my second home. And I moved to Indianapolis with my sister in 2021. And that's how I met my husband, Jason Donati. He's from Muncie. I didn't know nothing about Muncie until I met him. And he was like, I'm from Muncie. I'm like, what is that? He's like, Ball State. I'm like, what is that, right? So I met him in Indianapolis, so that's how I became Muncie native. We moved to Buffalo, New York. We had our son Levi, and then we moved back here because it was a family emergency, so we moved back to Muncie. And that's how I became person of Muncie. And this Legacy Village it came together because I don't know how, I know a lot of people don't believe in God, perhaps, but for me, I have to speak of God, she, her. This is everything God doing. You know, I wanted to leave Muncie like probably 8 months ago. And basically the Spirit just told me that I need you here. And I'm like, why? So they showed me the vision of here, this place. Where is here, God? So I saw this vision. And I'm like, okay, I'll stay. Show me what you got. And this is what happened. And while I woke up one morning, I had a restaurant. Spiritually, true story. Literally. But before I did this, I used to do fundraising for Muncie, the community fundraising. I started probably 3 years ago. I raised money for the Better Way shelter. I'm not going to say the amount, but it was a pretty good amount. And then the school, and then one of my friends, her daughter wasn't feeling good, so we do fundraiser for people in need, basically. That's how I started. But then I quit for a year because I had got somebody had called the health department on me because I didn't have the certification to cook, which I didn't know about it. But I did some research and I learned about it, and I took the test, Surf Safe, from my buddy Rocky. I call him Uncle Rocky. He helped me get that license, and now we're here. It just all over the place, but I get it.
So there's a lot there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
A whole journey from moving to Muncie, not knowing what Muncie was, to making Muncie your home, to doing different things in Muncie completely unrelated to restaurant ownership and cooking. I guess I wanted to step back just a little bit and ask how you first got into cooking.
So cooking, I used to have really anxiety. I had anxiety because, being a kid of war, so I get a lot of anxiety. So I just started figuring out what to do with my coping skill because I didn't like to see therapy, or I don't like medication. So I started doing a lot of praying, and that's the vision came my cooking. So I started cooking as a hobby. It's like a therapy for me. So it helped me cope with my, with my anxiety issue. But I don't have it no more, so that's good. It helped me.
And did you learn specifically West African cooking from family or?
From Africa.
Yeah.
I grew up in a big family, and when we cook, my stepmother, I have 5 mothers in the house because my dad was, he married 6 or 7 wives. So it was a big family. So when we cook, all the girls had to be in the kitchen to learn how to cook. So all the recipe are from my stepmom or my grandma or my mother herself, or some of the recipe are from my spiritual, messenger. So
And you said that coming to own the restaurant kind of fell together pretty recently for you, but for a long time, I think I've been doing catering, or for a little bit longer, you've discovered the licensor you needed and made sure to get it. You were doing a food truck stuff before that, but I wanted to ask, Muncie, as far as I know, this is the only West African restaurant in Muncie.
Right.
What do you think makes that kind of food unique that people may not know, especially people in Muncie may not know about West African food?
How do I get it out, or what do you, can you refer?
So what's unique about West African food that if someone says, I don't know if I've ever had something like that before, how do you explain it to them?
I just explain it as just like come out and try it and see for yourself, because it's hard to explain. Because it's the flavor, you have to taste it to believe it. Literally, you have to explain to yourself like how you feel. But it's like, if you taste something and somebody's like, what it tastes like, you have your own taste bug. Somebody has to have their own taste bug. So I invite people to come in and taste the food.
You can't just say everything tastes like chicken. Though there is chicken. I'm seeing a sign for Liberian chicken wings.
Yeah. Oh, those are the best. The Liberian chicken wings, they come in like 7 pieces, and underneath the chicken, there's a little rice ball that had in it with sauce on it. So as you eat the chicken, the rice is in there. You like, wow, like it's like a surprise. But it's great. But if you come out and taste the food for yourself, you'll see what I'm talking about. But it's like the flavor. Everybody have a different story about the food. So I'm just,
And plantains are a huge part as well.
Oh yeah, plantain are one of the number one. Like it's like really sweet when it ripe, so it's almost like a dessert. Cause like African, we're not big bakers, but we cook a lot of unique things. Like the only thing I know how to bake is like chocolate chip cookies, right?
Right.
So we don't eat a lot of like dessert food perhaps, but we had like fruits and vegetables,
things that are still sweet that you just don't make them the same way.
And we have our like little pastry, those little puff. Oh my God, they're one of my favorites.
Are those kind of like donuts?
Yeah, they're like donuts almost.
Yeah,
but we fry them and put a little sugar on them. It's awesome. So yeah.
It just reminds me, very different culture, very different type of food, but often what people have at home and the methods they use to cook shapes the kind of food they make in different ways.
Yes.
So when I was in South Korea, no one has an oven in their house. They have stove, they have a wok, they have rice cookers. Everyone has a rice cooker.
Oh, yeah.
And it just makes it a little bit different. If you wanted to get a cake, you have to go to a baker.
Oh, yeah.
But your home stuff is going to taste different because of the kind of method of cooking that you use.
Yeah, like the wood. Like when you cook with wood, your food tastes completely different. When you cook on the electric stove, your food tastes like it depends on, it even depends on what pot you cook in. Because a lot of people don't know about these things, but everything that you use to cook, it make your food taste different. It make a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you're saying.
So next question I like to ask people is, what makes Muncie unique? And I mention that because there's actually been a lot of studies about Muncie in the past.
Oh, yeah.
And it's sometimes been viewed as like the most average small city in America. And so the reason this program, this podcast, this little hobby came to be was I was asking the question, what makes supposedly the most average city in America its own thing? What makes it unique? And I love hearing people's perspective on what makes Muncie unique to them.
Oh, Muncie is like I don't know like how to explain it properly, but Muncie is like, I feel like it's a gold mine. Literally, it's a gold mine. But a lot of people that are here, they're so unique, but I would say the sad part about it that they don't know how unique they are. So when you like tell people like, oh, this is how I feel about Muncie. I think Muncie's great. They'd be like, really? A lot of people talk so bad about Muncie, and I'm like, well, not me. I'm just, I'm not a stranger, but I'm a guest that see what you guys don't see. There's a gold mine here. You gotta like embrace where you at in order to see what's happening. Hi. How are you guys? Good. What's happening, guys?
Just then, some Munsonians walked in from the outside. The restaurant was closed that day, but Sasha wasted no time in greeting them and answering several questions they had about West African cuisine. I wasn't able to salvage most of the audio as the equipment was left on during this conversation, but I was able to get part of it where Sasha gives them some fufu, a popular sticky dough dish in West African cuisine, and also where the would-be patrons promised to return.
The African come in and we want the swallow, so they want it real slimy. So I had two different okra, the slimy one and then so not so slimy. So yeah, and then the jollof rice is the best. Pineapple rice, they have the bacon, the sausage, the chicken.
You have me a pineapple and bacon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Yes.
We will be
back.
May I?
Yeah. Take this. Play with it. It's like a dough. And you can even eat it. Yeah. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys later. All right.
All right, we are starting back up. We just had a couple of people step in. The restaurant is closed today. You're open Thursday through Sundays, 4 until 9 p.m.
Yes.
And they got that information. But you were also explaining a unique dish that I'm not familiar with. Would
The
you mind-
fufu.
What is it called?
Fufu.
Would you mind explaining for the
Yes.
podcast what fufu is?
Yes, fufu is like a dough. It come in like plantain flour, plantain powder, and you just cook it for probably a long period of time. It's like a workout, right? You have to beat it real bad. So you can just and then the sauce, they have the okra and the spinach, and then the palm butter, like the palm tree, like I was explaining. The palm tree have the nuts of it. We use that for like palm oil and palm butter. So everything that's in there is so different and so unique. So when you taste it, so with African food, you have to take a baby step. And once you get there, you're like, whoa, you want to eat it all the time, literally. So, but the fufu is unique. You can just dip it in the sauce. You can eat it with your hand. Most people eat it with a spoon or fork, but I prefer eat with your hands. Because when you eat with your hand, African culture, when you eat with your hands, you connect with your body. Your soul connect with yourself properly. So we try to eat with our hands. With utensil, it disconnects you from yourselves, literally.
It's great to know that it's not only a unique way to cook it, but also unique cultural specific ways that you eat it as well. It's the whole experience from start to finish.
Yes.
So you've done different food stalls at the Muncie Bridge Dinner, the Washington Street Festival, and I imagine, you mentioned it's a workout to make fufu.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a lot of work to get a food stall or a food truck set up at one of these things.
Yes.
What makes those sort of events important in our community?
Oh my God! When God is your boss, every little thing counts. So it's so important because people. I have to say that because so many people are lost and don't know who they are. So when you bring something unique and when the food, when they taste and they feel, it made me feel alive. I hear so many people come to me and be like, your food make me feel alive. It made me feel so better. Like I hear all these things, and that is the work that God want me to do, and that is important. And it's not. This restaurant is just not about me or my family. It's about the whole community. It's about the whole village. If you know the name of it, Legacy Village, there's a meaning behind that name. It's a village. I'm here in Muncie to make it a home, and I'm here to build, and that's what I'm doing. It's to build with the community.
Legacy seems to be a name that's really important to you.
Yes.
It's the name of the restaurant.
Yes.
It's also a name of family members.
My daughter, my last born.
What is behind that name, Legacy?
Well, it's my daughter name, number one, and number two, as this vision was starting up, I had a group of friends, Lindsay Marie, Zena, Cassandra, and those three girls. We just sat and just like all night we would sit and just write our vision down, and these names came up when we was trying to find a name for the restaurant. And one of my friend Lindsay and Zena said maybe we should just we was all looking for them. We said, what about Legacy? We all just threw, what about Legacy Village? You have your daughter Legacy and the community, you want to do it for the community, so Legacy and the Village. So that's how we came up with the name. And also I had a vision about it from God, so we named it Legacy Village. So that's how we came in conclusion with this name. Yes.
So one of the last things that we do first thing that comes to your mind on each of these things. So what is your favorite word?
Life.
What is your least favorite word?
Hate.
What word comes to your mind when you think of Muncie?
Spirit.
What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
The energy of the universe.
What turns you off?
Not knowing something.
What excites you about Muncie?
Wow. My hot husband, he was born here.
I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that.
Yes.
What sound or noise do you love?
Rain.
What sound or noise do you hate?
None. Because every noise have a message in it.
Nothing like nails on a chalkboard that you just can't stand?
I learned how to block things out spiritually now, so nothing sounds bother me.
Tuning things out. What profession, other than your own, would you like to attempt?
Discipleships.
What do you mean by that?
Just fellowship with, like you said, career, right?
Career, yeah.
I don't know. I don't have one. I would like to. I will. If anything, the word career. I would like to change it to fun place.
Okay.
Yes. If you do what you love, it's not a career or job. It's a fun place.
Okay.
Yes. So it will be here. I know beside mine, but
Nothing is appealing to you except what you're doing right now.
now is what we're talking about. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what profession would you not like to do?
Housekeeping.
Housekeeping? Not your thing? I can understand that. I think the dishwasher is my favorite invention.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like hand washing dishes.
Yeah. Housekeeping I'm talking about like hotel and all those other places.
Right.
Well, dishwashing too, but housekeeping is not for me.
What do you hope to see in Muncie's future?
Oh, man. Some just togetherness. Togetherness is needed. I hope to see togetherness, and I hope to see partnerships in businesses, and I hope to see more adventure for teenage children, adults, and just life, Muncie, I feel like Muncie is not lifing right now. It's not.
Something that brings people together,
Yes.
including teenagers and others, and that there's more life and vibrancy in the community.
And just togetherness, that partnership and working together and, just putting the children future first, because I don't see the appreciation for children in Muncie. I don't see that.
We have some here observing the recording.
Yes. Especially teenage children.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive?
I'm already here.
That's what you would like to hear God say?
There's no, the heaven is what you make of it. Heaven is what you make of it. Heaven is what you make of life. Heaven is when I look at you and I separate myself from you, then I create my hell. But as I see you and I see me, there's heaven in it. There's heaven everywhere. Heaven, God made it like that. But we choose not to see it or listen to it or feel it or want it or bless it or praise it. I talk to God a lot, and that's the answer. One of the answers that I heard. Not all the answer, but one of it.
What would you like people to know about how they might connect with you or get to know more about Legacy Village West African Cuisine?
How do they connect with me?
Yeah.
Through Facebook, my private messenger, my business messenger, my phone number, my email of Legacy Village, and my address is 3124 North Granville Avenue, Muncie, Indiana. I'm a very easy person to find. If I want you to find me, you'll find me. If I don't, you're not.
Then you won't.
Yeah.
Is there any last things you would like people to know about you or your restaurant or things that are going on here.
So, you know, I'm just going to start with this. I don't like politics. And I just, this restaurant, I had so many help. This is why it was so important for me to name it the Village. Like, for instance, Richard I. He's the deputy mayor. I can call that guy at 10 in the morning and he'd be right here. You know, my husband, my friend, Lindsay Marie, like it just all these things that people, when people are doing good things for you, you're supposed to speak about it. You know, but a lot of people don't do that. And when I mention politics, because Richard Ivey is, you know, he's a Republican and he's working for the mayor, but you know, I used to look at things like, oh, this is not for me. But now that I know who I am, it's like when you look at certain things, you're like, oh, this is different. I'm just saying that because Richard Ivey been here like from day one. Him and he's Republican. You know, he been here a lot. Like I don't know what I would do without Richard Ivey and my husband and you know and all the people that helped make Legacy Village possible. I just gotta name it. Richard Ivey, George Foley, my husband Jason Donati, my friend Lindsay Roger, Cassandra Woods. You know, like it's a village. Like it's so amazing to just wake up and all these people have your back. It's what gave me strength and know there's hope here too. You know. Then when I say I don't do politics, you don't have to be Republican or Democrat to help a person. Right. And when I say Richard Ivey, I'm a Democrat, but he's not looking at it like that. He want to make it silly. You know, like he want this here. Right. He wants something different. So
you've had a community of people around you, who have helped make this place, possible. Legacy Village, possible.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they're black, white, woman, man, Republican, Democrat. Everybody's helping. Everybody's helping, and that's amazing. And the people that doesn't know about this, I can't wait till they find out. You know, I can't wait. Because I want everybody to know, not because of the money business, but because of the connection that Legacy Village is going to bring to Muncie. It's about connection and community and love, you know, and hope, hopefully, you know.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been good to have a conversation and learn just a little bit about you. We got a whole lot in a little bit of time about the uniqueness of the food to your journey of life, and it's always good to see how different people have made Muncie their home.
Oh my God, yeah. Thank you.